All right, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Active Every Day. So in our previous episode, we covered just an easy way to find some lower body strength and activity in your day using a bodyweight squat. And we squatted down to a bench and we stood up and we did it in 10 sets of 10. We did 100 reps. Total length of the video, about 17 minutes. Total length of exercise, maybe 13 and a half, 14, maybe 15 minutes. Again, we talk a little bit at the start, intro the idea, and then we take you through it. So welcome back for another episode. Today's a little bit less orientated towards strength and more about mobility, coordination, pain reduction, those types of things. Again, look, if we're not in a current exercise routine that's vigorous and challenging, we're more in that beginner phase, we're just starting to exercise, maybe this is our first workout, we need to get the ball rolling. We don't need to put the pedal to the metal. We just need to find things we can do that we can do every single day that are easy to replicate, that maybe make us a little sore, maybe make us a little tired, but don't wear us out and don't make us so sore that it stops us from exercising the following day. So today, we're just gonna do some really easy movements, starting with our neck, work our way all the way down to our ankles, kind of pit stop at each joint. When can you start doing these movements? Every day. You could do it as a standalone 10-minute get up and move. You could add it to any pre-existing workout. So if you were gonna do the squat workout like we did the other day, you could do this before, you could do it during the rest periods, you could do it after. You'll see this is not that hard. So we're starting with neck circles. This is gonna be 5 to 10 reps each way. I'm gonna do 5 one way, then change direction. And I'm gonna repeat that 2 times. 5 to the right, 5 to the left. Repeat it one more time. 5 to the right and 5 to the left. That's gonna give me the total 10 per side. Relatively slow and as big and circular as I can make the movement feel. All right. After we do our neck, we'll go to our shoulders. We'll just do some shoulder rolls. Again, 5 to 10 reps each direction. I'm gonna always give you some sort of varying range of reps or sets so that you understand that the amount of work you do, yes, it's important, but it's not a hard line, meaning you don't have to do the exact number that everyone else is gonna do. You've gotta find what works for you, okay? Start there, find some baselines for yourself to set some reasonable goals off of, and then start challenging yourself toward those goals. And we'll talk more about goal setting and challenges as we go through our video series. After our shoulders, again, 5 to 10 one direction, 5 to 10 the other. Let's move our trunk. I'm gonna cross my hands over my chest, from my waist down, or like my hips down. I'm gonna try to keep really still and do a circular pattern here in my upper body. I'll show you some reps here from the front, then I'll turn sideways so you can get an idea sort of how far back in front I'm leaning. This gives you a good idea of what it looks like when I lean sideways. My hips don't go, it's just my upper body. So this is a good looking rep. And then this would be a little too much hips. So we stop the hips, just the upper body. 5 to 10 reps each direction. All right, let me turn sideways so you can get an idea. I am leaning forward, I am leaning backwards, but again, I don't want my pelvis to move around, right? I'm stationary right here, lean back a little, side, front, side. 10 reps each direction. Good. Let's do a second movement here for the shoulders, arms out to the side, shoulder circles. All right, let's do 10 small and then 10 big ones. And we'll do these front and back. So here's our first set of small and big, and then we'll change direction. Start small. Let's go for 10 first, and then we'll move to 10 big. Let's go. Could be 8 reps, could be 10 reps, could be 12 reps. Doesn't have to be exact. We're just moving. Let's try some control with our pelvis now. So 2 kind of patterns with our pelvis. This one is a front and back tilt. So this is how I want to try to move my pelvis, get my arms out of my way, kind of show you. So now I'm really isolating movement just through this portion of my body. I got my upper body nice and still, my feet aren't moving. That's a front and back tilt. Really healthy for the lower spine, good for our core muscles and for our hips. Now we're gonna do a twist, okay? Here's my waistline. Let me tuck my shirt in so you can see the strings on my pants here. And then I'm gonna, hands across the chest. I'm not gonna move here. I'm just gonna try to move right there near my belly button. The knees are gonna probably move a little bit with you, but you'll notice my feet are flat. My shoulders aren't really moving and my head's not moving. Some of these can be a little challenging to create coordination. You may find you're moving a little bit. That's okay. Do your best not to move in your shoulders. And if you can't stop here at all, you can try holding on to something, like holding onto the wall or holding onto a countertop and trying to twist. Okay, 5 to 10 reps each direction. Moving on a little bit down from our waist, let's go right into the hips themselves. We'll raise our knee up, move our knee to the outside, and then just put it down straight. You see my toe is now off to the side. Let's pick the knee up, knee and toe outward, bring it to the front, put it down. Let's get 5 reps. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4, here's 5. Let's switch to the other side. Again, knee up, knee out, foot down. Foot up, knee in, foot down. Here's 2. And get that knee up as high as it'll go. 3, 4. You might feel both hips here. 5. Excellent. A little bit of balance and some ankle work. Let's stand on 1 foot. 1 foot up off the ground. Ankle circles. Let's do 10 reps each direction. Doesn't matter how high off the ground your foot is. You're going to challenge your balance more if your foot's a little higher up. So feel free. But we want to try to get all these reps in. So if the foot's lower, if having the foot lower feels a little easier for balance, let's go ahead and have that foot down low. Let's switch sides. And for this one, I would encourage you not to hold on to something. If you're able to win the balance, it's okay to be wiggling around. If you're able to keep the foot off the ground, that's part of the challenge with balance. Learning to adapt and control our body. So try not to hold on. Accept that challenge. Okay, about 10 each direction. Only a couple moves left. We're gonna go hands on our knees. We're gonna do a standing cat-cow. So with my hands on my knees are bent a little bit. I'm gonna try to round my back up to the ceiling and then flatten my back, raise my chin. Let's do 5 reps. Standing cat-cow, there's 2. There's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Let's do a little bit for our wrists and our hands. You know, even if we don't have wrist pain or we feel strong in our grip, we feel like we don't have any limitations here, that's okay. It's still worth doing a little bit of general exercise for our hands and our wrists. So here's an easy one. I like to go with my palms flat together, fingers are flat together. I just raise my elbows up a little bit so it kind of creates a straight line across my wrist. At this point, some of us might feel some wrist stretching. You can then kind of flex your fingers off to the side and flex them off to the side. You'll feel some additional stretching. And then you can also slide a little to the side. So if I flex my fingers over, then I kind of slide that direction. That may enhance the wrist stretch as well, maybe in your forearm, maybe in your upper arm, even in your shoulder. And let's go the other direction. Sometimes we may say an exercise is for a certain body part or muscle group, and then we start feeling lots of other parts of our body. It's because it's rare that exercises, although they may feel like an isolation exercise, or we just cue verbally one part of the body, our bodies are working together in unison. So there's lots of things always involved. Okay, so I'm going to do about 5 of these per side. I'm holding for about 2 to 3 seconds just to loosen up those forearms a little bit. And the last thing we're going to do, take a couple deep breaths. Okay, the way we should breathe, or the way we can structure breathing to gain a little bit more of an increased health benefit from something we just do all the time anyhow, is to put structure to how we breathe. And we could get a lot more detailed in the future, but for today's purposes, very basic. We're going to inhale through our nose, we're going to exhale through our mouth. We're going to try to have a cadence that's about 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. We'll do a couple sets in a row. I'll just use my fingers to dictate counting, and I'll point to my nose or mouth. Let's do a few together. In through the nose, out through the mouth, all right. The idea there was inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Whether you could kind of keep track of that or not, that's okay. About 4 seconds in, about 4 seconds out. There is some cool research if you get online and start typing around on different breathing cadences and the benefits from them. But the big takeaway that you could learn from this video, a little bit goes a long way, and experimenting with new things goes a long way. So I hope that little movement series is something you can take on and apply to your daily activity routine. That breathing idea, again, we'll expand on that in the future and talk more about different ideas and different cadences, but try to inhale through your nose and try to exhale through your mouth. Do the best you can. Stay active every day. We'll see you next time.